that's their anniversary. And on more than one occasion, Bill saw fit to help the troop out and try to fit in an anniversary, and Janie's been very understanding about that, but I will add that we've already adjusted our schedules. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for a mom to put up with 3 men in scouting. Jason Roland is another member of the Roland scouting family. Jason, would you come forward, please?
Goals. Goals is the first word in one of John's speeches he's used in a school election. I think that John has set and met many goals, not just Eagle, but the respective scouts in Troop 44, First Baptist Church, and his family and school. He has been chaplain aide, patrol leader, senior patrol leader, and now he's at the top of the totem pole, Eagle. John, on behalf of Mom and Dad, and as your brother and friend, I am proud to present this plaque of achievement.
That's pretty special. Don't go away. We're happy to have John's grandparents here, Raymond and Hazel Roland, out in the audience, and also Rosemary Hepworth here from North Carolina. And Rosemary has on several occasions hosted Troop 44 during our winter high adventure trips, and she's cheerfully offered her home to hordes of frozen young men and adults alike, and much appreciated hot showers. She has a big enough place for us to camp on a hillside, and it's really a very pretty place in Otto, North Carolina. She's also an assistant scoutmaster at Troop 44, and that's a real card-carrying member of Troop 44, and she now serves as the keeper, the permanent keeper of our winter headquarters, Camp Hepworth in Otto, North Carolina. It's really a delight. Troop 44 holds the distinction, I think, in the council. One year we went up there, and I think we had 21 or 22 young men from the Sandy Hills of Florida achieve the skiing merit badge. I was not able to successfully complete all of the requirements. I wasn't born on skis. Clint Purvis is the youth minister here.
Well, I'd like to present this to Ms. Chancellor and Mr. Odom, Scoutmaster.
I wasn't on the program.
I just appreciate all you've done for me over the years.
Clint Purvis is the youth minister or minister of students here at First Baptist Church, and has long been associated and a friend of the Roland family. Roland's very active here at First Baptist Church. Clint, would you come forward and offer us your comments?
It is my pleasure and honor to be here for this special occasion. So often in youth ministry, one seldom gets a chance to share an achievement like this. We usually get calls in cases of crisis or problem situations. This is a very refreshing change. Before I go any further, I have a confession to make to you, John. I feel somewhat of a failure to you. What I'm about to say may surprise you, but don't let it be a reflection on John. The person standing before you is a Boy Scout dropout. Yes, that's correct. I washed out of the Boy Scouts at an early stage of tenderfoot. If it hadn't been for the section on knots, I might have made it. Let me tell you, those things are hard to remember and tough to do. But it was a good thing that I had my official Boy Scout knife, or my Scoutmaster, might still be tied up today. Boy Scouts, family, country, and God. I am very proud of John Roland. If I had a son, I would like him to be just like John, red hair and all. If I had a daughter, I would encourage her, bribe her, make her marry a man like John, because he is a tremendous young man, not only an asset to his family, his mom and dad and brother who love him dearly, and his grandparents, but to this country, this city, this church, and to his friends. We all make statements with our lives. We may not say or do a single distinguishable thing, but we still make statements with our lives. The way you treat people, the way you act, what you place your values on, what you take part in, what you dream, and the way you react in situations, all these things make statements of your life, a statement of who you are. I want to ask everyone in this room tonight, what kind of statement are you making with your life? It is very clear the kind of statement that John Roland has selected to make with his. Boy Scouts are helping young men to make positive statements. I've already seen the impact on John, and that is why we are here tonight. As Mr. Astor said, less than 2% of Scouts ever attain the rank of Eagle. And then as the poem that was just read, 4 out of 100 may make it to that point. Tonight I want to use two things that everyone here is familiar with in paying tribute to John. First, the Boy Scout oath, and then the Scout law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey those Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. There are 4 things that can be said of John tonight. First, he is a young man of honor. I have never known him not to do his best in all areas. He's probably one of the most honorable young men that I've ever met at an earlier stage in his life. Second, he epitomizes the Scout law. John is trustworthy. He has never betrayed anybody's trust, and when he gives his word, he keeps it. He is loyal, both to his family, his church, and his God. He is helpful. I have called on John several occasions, and he has never once made an excuse or said no. He is friendly. I have never seen him without a smile or an encouraging word. He is courteous. He's probably one of the most well-mannered young men that I've ever met in my life. He is kind. I've never seen him kick Jason without a reason. He is obedient. He is very respectful to his parents and to other adults. He is cheerful. There are times when I am down or tired and can get around John Roland, and he lifts me up. He is thrifty. He is not frivolous in his spending or his needs. He is brave. He has been on a challenge bike hike and biked 100 miles in a day, and so I know of his bravery because along the way he has helped other people. He is clean. I've never seen him not being presentable. And he is reverent. He is present in all activities of this church, whether it's Bible study, whether it's worship, or whether it's service. And that's rare in our society today. Third, he has always been willing to help others. I know he helps his family. As I said, I've called on him several times. I've never been told no. Whatever the task, John will try, and more times than not, he will succeed. Fourth, and the final part of the Scout oath states, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. John is physically strong. He's the strongest person at McClay High School. Some of you may not have known that. He shared that with me. He is mentally awake. I've never seen somebody as bright as he in all areas of life, not just academics. It is an awareness of those around us and the ability to meet the challenges of life that make John Roland worthy of this honor and probably one of the best representatives of it. The final statement of the oath is morally straight. I feel this not only speaks to conduct, but also to attitude or frame of mind. John's parents are to be commended for the good foundation they have given him. And I promise you this, I doubt that he will ever stray from it. And you have every right to be very proud. To sum it up, it has been a rewarding experience watching John grow towards adulthood and see the positive progress. I know of no other scout that deserves the rank of Eagle Scout anymore. John Roland is in the process of making a statement with his life. It is a tribute to the Boy Scouts and to his parents that this is a positive statement. John, there are a couple verses from the book of Proverbs that I want to share with you as I close. The first is found in the 4th chapter, verses 10, 11, and 12. Listen, my son, accept what I say, and the years of your life will be many. I guide you in the way of wisdom and lead you along straight paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hampered. When you run, you will not stumble. And then in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, we find these verses. Trust in the Lord with your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. John, remember that this is not an end, but just the beginning. And we should be very proud, as we are proud of you. Thank you.
Clint spoke of the journey that a scout makes, and you know, when John first came to our troop, he wasn't a tall young man, as tall as most of the adults. He was a much smaller person, just beginning his journey. We're glad that we had a chance to be with John and to help him however we could in his growth. I'd like to present John with this plaque, and what this plaque shows is to travel from Boy Scout through Tenderfoot and around to the rank of Eagle. And John has some of his older badges on here, and some at home will replace these. And it'll be very special to him one day as he makes an effort to kind of help Jason along the way, and maybe some others. I'd now like to call on Perry Odom, who served as a scoutmaster during a good portion of John's tenure at Troop 44, and who will have the honor of giving you the Eagle Scout charge.
Thank you, George. John, Scouts of Troop 44, parents and friends of John Roland. First, I want to apologize to John and the other Scouts for not being in uniform tonight. I just got back in town just a few minutes before the ceremony started. Scouting is very special to me. It demonstrates the finest that our society has to offer for the citizenship and the youth of our nation. So that's why I made a determination many years ago to do what I could for scouting, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. But my special joy in scouting is with Troop 44. That has a very special place in my heart because I was privileged to serve as Scoutmaster for many years. And John, I thank you for that print of Norman Rockwell. If you look at it closely, you will see that it's the Scoutmaster standing by the campfire at night after the boys have already gone to bed. And I know that the responsibility of that Scoutmaster weighs heavily on his heart, as it always did on mine. But it's a joy to work with Scouts. And John, it's been a joy to work with you. I can remember well when John first came into the troop, he was just a little fella. The only thing the same then as it is now is a red hair. And I have a very special place in my heart for redheads because my oldest son has got red hair, just that color. But I remember John, and I've seen him grow and mature. When John first joined the troop, my youngest son, Jason Odom, who is also an Eagle Scout, was our chaplain aide. And John came into the troop, and I soon learned of his commitment to his Lord, I spoke to Jason about that. Jason was the senior patrol leader then, and I said, Jason, I said, I think it's time to recruit somebody else. And so Jason, as senior patrol leader, recruited John as a chaplain aide. And chaplain aide is, in some scout troops, I know it's a nominal position, but in Troop 44 it's a very meaningful position. And I want to tell y'all that I have heard some of the most beautiful, some of the most moving and meaningful devotionals that John has delivered. Every time Troop 44 is out in the field on a Sunday morning, we have a worship service. Not just a nominal thing, but a really meaningful worship service. Because as you heard the youth minister state, and as you heard when we recited the Scout Law, the 12th point of the Scout Law is the Scout is reverent. Now, that's not the last, but the best. It is the most important. That is one of the things, and John knows this, and John has helped with his position and his position as chaplain aide, has helped with his devotionals to bring it, to give it a real meaning to the Scouts in Troop 44. I know it has a real meaning in your life, John, and you shared that with us too. And it's meant an awful lot to us. One other interesting thing I want to share with you before I'm going to give you the Scout charge, and I'm going to get to it in just a minute. But some years ago, we decided that we wanted to do something special in the wintertime. For many years, Troop 44 has had major summertime activities. Appalachian Trail, the beach, major summer trip. But we decided we wanted to do something special in the wintertime. We were deciding what we wanted to do, and somebody suggested we go skiing. John spoke up, and he came up to me, and he said, Mr. Odom, he said, my grandmother owns a half a mountain in North Carolina. He didn't say a whole mountain, he said a half a mountain in North Carolina. He said, I believe she'd let us camp at her place. And she did. And Rosemary, I'm so glad you're able to be with us tonight. You meant a lot to the whole troop, and we appreciate your contributions and yours, John. And now, John, I want to deliver to you the Eagle Charge. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history. You have been counted worthy of the highest rank in its membership. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. When you fail, you bring down by so much the good, true, and worthy Scouts. But your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts, to your country and your God. America has many good things to give to you and your children after you. But these good things depend, for the most part, on the character and leadership of her citizens. You are to help her in all that she needs most. America has a great past. You are to help her make her future even greater. So I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only to the very best. Lift up every task that you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow men. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you, John, to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to the common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record of which every Scout may be proud. John, I'm proud to be here tonight, proud to have part in this. I want to shake your hand and congratulate you. And let's give John a round of applause.
A couple of notes, if I may, since we have such a large gathering here. I really like doing Eagle Courts of Honor, and I have the opportunity to do one again next week. for another member of Troop 44 that we're proud of. We mentioned that scouting is a service-oriented group, especially Troop 44, and we've been asked by a friend of the council to help with the Arbor Day project. So all of the Troop 44 young men and not so young men, I count myself among the latter group, meet me at where the old Mayo is, or where the stump of the old Mayo is, on Park Avenue this Saturday morning, February the 10th. Jeannie, that also happens to be my anniversary, so I'm going to have to keep that to half a day. And we'll be planting live oak trees up and down Park Avenue and Calhoun Street. It was originally scheduled for Pensacola. There was too much traffic there, and Troop 44 would certainly like to do their part. So I've mentioned the Arbor Day. I'd really like to have all of you meet me out there about 8:30 on Saturday morning and bring a shovel, and we'll be done by about lunchtime. Normally I would call on our chaplain aide, John Roland, to close the ceremony and give us a benediction, but I'd like to call on Clint Purvis, if I can, to give the benediction, after which you're all invited to join the Rolands in the parlor adjacent to the chapel here for a reception in honor of John. Clint?
Pray with you. Father in heaven, we are so grateful for this evening. We thank you for your love and your presence in our lives. We thank you for the parents